Now, as an accountant, you know your stuff. You've got good technical chops, but for some reason, sometimes you might struggle with identifying what clients want. Now, I get it, the struggle is real and it could be any number of reasons. Now, one thing that I overlooked when I started out was my listening skills. And many of us are guilty of being terrible listeners, me included sometimes. Because instead of truly focusing on what the other person is saying, our minds often sort of race off to prepare our response. Now, as you read these words, you might not even be fully engaged anyway. You might have already clicked off, but perhaps you've succumbed to the allure of your smartphone, or you might have this page sort of open while you're discreetly emailing another client to let them know what's going on. But let's try something. What if I pause for just 5 seconds? Now, during those brief moments, you might suspect a technical glitch and regain your attention. The truth is, we're all culprits in this scenario. We've all done it. However, it's crucial to acknowledge that listening is the cornerstone of effective communication with clients. It's not a passive activity, but a deliberate and conscious effort. To enhance your listening skills, you must engage in what's known as active listening. This approach entails not just hearing the words spoken, but also grasping the full message being conveyed by the other person. Now, this was something that was drummed into me early in my career, and I'll be forever grateful for it. Now, when I was a graduate accountant, I didn't know anything, to be honest, but I was often lucky enough to be the designated note taker in a meeting. Now, the partner would be meeting with a client who had a tax issue that we needed to solve, and I'd be allowed to come and meet the client and discreetly take notes. I wasn't meant to say anything. Now, to you, this may sound awful, but to me, it was bliss. No expectations of having to contribute, just listen to the interactions and take notes for the partner for later. Now, I learned that you could pose the most insightful questions in the world, but without attentive listening, you actually miss out on the problem. I also learned that active listening is a twofold or a two-way process. It's not only about lending an ear, but also moving the discussion forward. If you fail to follow up with more questions and maintain your attentiveness, you risk losing the conversation and the client's attention. You kind of hit a dead end. Now, in a world filled with distractions and constant digital interactions, mastering the art of active listening is a skill that sets us apart, enabling us to build stronger connections and foster effective communication in both personal and professional contexts. You might just unlock an interesting problem you need to solve along the way, and they are the problems that clients pay good money to have solved. Now, I'll have a little bit more on them next week.